ever look at a stunning piece of art or a perfectly designed building and just wonder how they did it? How do they get those lines so perfect, those curves so flawless? Well, today we're going to peek behind the curtain. We're going to see that geometry isn't just something from math class. It's actually a super powerful, creative tool that anyone can learn to use.
So yeah, that's the big question, right? How do you create that kind of perfection? It seems really complex, like it's reserved for geniuses or computers. But what if I told you that making these precise, perfect shapes is totally within your reach, like right now?
And that's the secret right there. It all boils down to a few simple tools and understanding this kind of hidden language of geometry. And don't worry, this isn't some complex code. It's really just an elegant way of thinking that, once you get the hang of it, lets you build incredible things with amazing accuracy. Okay, let's dive in.
First things first, let's meet our tools. And I really want you to stop thinking of these as just school supplies. From now on, think of them as instruments of creation, where each one has its own unique superpower. First up, the ruler. Its power is creating order out of chaos. It gives us the ability to draw perfectly straight lines and, just as important, to measure their length with total precision. It's the foundation for almost everything we're about to build. Next, we have the compass. Now, this tool is pure elegance. Its most obvious power, of course, is drawing flawless circles and arcs. But its hidden superpower, the part that feels like actual magic, is its ability to copy a length perfectly without ever having to look at the numbers on a ruler. We are definitely coming back to that one. And finally, the protractor. This is the tool that gives our shapes their character. It holds the power of angles, letting us measure and draw the exact tilt and turn that defines whether a shape feels sharp and aggressive or maybe wide and welcoming. It really is all in the angle. So, we've got our tools. Now, let's put them to work. We're going to start with the most fundamental building block of all, the simple, straight line. Seriously, every complex design, every beautiful pattern, it all starts right here. Now, in the language of geometry, we gotta be a little precise. What we deal with most of the time is a line segment. Just think of a pencil. It has a clear start and a clear end, and you can measure it. A line, on the other hand, is more of a concept. It's that same path just continuing forever in both directions. For our purposes, we're gonna be focusing on segments. Using the ruler seems straightforward, but you gotta be careful. To draw a perfect 5-centimeter segment, you place your ruler down and mark a point at 0, and that's critical. You always start at the 0 mark, not the edge of the ruler. Then you find the 5 mark, make your second point, and connect them with a steady hand. Simple, clean, and perfectly precise. Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. Let's say you have a line segment, but you have no idea how long it is. How would you create a perfect copy of it somewhere else on the page, without using your ruler to measure it first? This is where our second tool gets to shine. This is so cool. The compass basically acts like a memory tool. You just open it to match the exact length of the original segment. Then, without changing that opening one bit, you carry it over to your new line, place the point down, and swing a little arc. That arc marks the exact same length. No numbers needed. It's just pure geometric transfer. All right, we have totally mastered straightness. Now it's time to give our designs some personality. And we do that by decoding angles. Angles are the corners and turns that give every single shape its unique identity and form. So angles kind of come in different flavors. We've got your acute angle, which is sharp, less than 90 degrees. Then there's the obtuse angle, that's a wide one, more than 90. A straight angle is just a flat line, 180 degrees. But the most important one of them all is the right angle. Ah, the 90-degree right angle. This is the cornerstone of construction. I mean, literally. Just look around you right now. The corner of your screen, the pages of a book, the walls in your room, they are all built on the stability and perfection of the right angle. It is the absolute bedrock of our designed world. Now, when you're using a protractor, precision is everything. So here's the crucial tip. You always place the center of the protractor on the corner of your angle, align one side perfectly with that 0-degree line, and then you read the scale. A tiny error at the start can lead to a really big error in your final angle. And now for the main event. We've used our tools for measuring, but what if we could create perfect, fundamental angles using only a compass and a straight edge? No numbers, no degrees, just pure geometry. This is where the real magic happens. So first up, let's build a perfect 60-degree angle. We're going to do this with nothing but arcs and lines. This method is thousands of years old, and it is absolutely flawless, every single time.
So watch how this unfolds. You draw a ray. You set your compass to any opening you want and swing an arc. Then, and this is the key part, without changing the compass at all, you move its point to where the arc hit the line and swing another arc. Where those two arcs cross is a perfect 60-degree point. And here's why it works. You've just created the corner of a perfect equilateral triangle where all the angles are always exactly 60 degrees. It's beautiful. Okay, here's another incredible trick. How do you find the exact midpoint of a line segment? I mean, sure, you could measure and divide, but this way is so much more elegant. From each endpoint, you swing an arc above and below the line. Then you just connect the two spots where those arcs intersect. That new line does two amazing things at once. It cuts the original segment perfectly in half, and it does it at a perfect 90-degree angle.
So let's just pause and think about the powers you've just unlocked. You can now draw and copy lines with absolute precision. You can identify, measure, and draw any angle you need. But even cooler, you can now construct key angles from scratch, and you can find the true center of any line. These are the fundamental skills of a designer.
So, you've got the creator's toolkit now, and you know the secret language. I'll leave you with this question. As you go about your day, what hidden geometry are you going to start to see? Look for the right angles, the perfect arcs, the elegant constructions holding our whole world together. What will you build?